Yo, what's the deal? What's the deal? What's going on with people? Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, back again with another episode of SRDaily. Today is a better day than yesterday. This was it is important not to give up, not to quit just because you are down. Again, something that the Knicks taught us. Do not give up just because you are down. You can be down by a whole lot. You can be down by more than anybody has ever been down. You can still come back to win. The Knicks showed us that in the NBA championship, our New York Knicks. Yeah, man, today is a better day, right? The circumstances haven't changed at all, but my mind has changed. My mind has shifted. My heart is a little different. Today is a much better day than yesterday was, man. I'm grateful. So you got to keep living. I say it all the time. Keep living. Don't quit. I was able to go to sleep till after 3, close to 4. Got up at 6:30. Meditated. Laid in bed till about 7. Got up, started doing my notes. Today's show, and started to just get it together, man. And I was able to work out. Today is just finished working out. Today is the earliest I've worked out in fucking months, man. I haven't worked out this early in months. Again, dealing with some shit. Some of you know what I'm dealing with. And it's just tough, man. Nights are fucking tough, and mornings are tough. Those are the tough times. Middle of the days be tough too, but nights, like going to sleep quiet, and then getting up, starting the day quiet. Those are the toughest times of the day, man. But today I was able to get up, right? Didn't get much sleep, but got up, feel rested, feel strong. Got a workout in, built up a sweat, all right? And so feeling good, feeling ready for the day. And again, just another example of keep fucking going, man. You never know what tomorrow is promised. You never know how tomorrow can change for you. You never know, like, anything can change in a day. All right? A day, a moment, a second, that's all it takes to shift everything in your life, man. And everything that shifts starts first with a mindset, with a decision, with a choice. And so today's a better day, man. It's fucking bright outside, 94 degrees outside. And I want to, before we get to the notes, I want to talk about how today became a better day, right? So yesterday wasn't feeling so great, man. Obviously, the last few days, few weeks, few months, few years, the last 4 years have been the toughest. Last few months have been brutal. Last few weeks have been fucking intense. Emotionally, mentally, as I learned some new shit that fucked my head up even more. It's like a breakthrough, but a breakthrough that came with some unexpected information, unexpected news that just got me like, whoa, what the fuck, right? However, we are here. And so getting up, going out. So yesterday, went to the roof for a little bit, all right? Not long, not much, but I was able to last night. Kimona was like, yo, my sister, my family, they over there cooking. You want to walk over there? I could have easily been like, no, I'm not feeling it. I want to just stay in the bed. And that would have been fine, right? She probably would have stayed with me. She would have went. She was like, you want to go outside? I was like, yeah. So we got up, went outside, didn't leave the crib till about 9, right? Didn't leave the crib till about 9 p.m. It was out to about, close to midnight. But the time, this is why I talk about movement. And movement is important. Also, good energy is important. So yesterday we did 2 things. We walked, right? We walked a lot, 15 minutes and about 20 minutes. So about 45-minute walk total, right? There, back. I went on the roof last night before I came in. I ran in place for a little bit, make sure I hit my steps. But it was the family time. So we moved, right? I moved, right? I'm the one, I'm feeling like shit. Moved. Right, I talk about movement is medicine, movement of the mind, movement of the body, medicine. Move the body, and then interaction. People underestimate how important good interaction is, how important good energy is, how important being around good people are. Like, and then a good environment. Went to, brother crib. They got the fucking balcony, and it sat there for about 30, 40 minutes, and it was fucking beautiful, man. It was just bliss. And put the phones over there and just sat and just enjoyed each other's company. And now, getting back, we stayed up watching some movies, went to bed really late, but got up early, and I'm feeling real powerful this morning. And I'm grateful for her just leadership, right? Like, yo, let's go do this, let's move, right? And so yeah, man, like, I just wanted to share that it's important to get up. The reason why I like to believe many people who are going through depression, who are going through tough times, get worse because they fucking lay in the bed. I've done it. I understand. Like, I've laid in the bed for days before at a fucking time, right? Like, so I get it. And that shit ain't helping. The toughest thing, or the simplest thing to do, sometimes the toughest thing, the simplest thing is to just get up and go the fuck outside. Go outside, take a walk. And it doesn't matter what the weather is. It doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's hot, if it's cold. Get your ass up and go outside. That will help you mentally. It will help you emotionally. It will help you physically. Again, there is a connection. There is a mind-body connection that is always happening. Always. Whether you are aware of it or not. Right? So get the fuck up. Move your body. Go outside. Take a walk. Talk to some people. Smile at some people. Play with some fucking dogs. Observe some squirrels or some fucking rats in New York City. You could observe rats running back and forth, playing in the cars and shit, depending on where you at. Right? But yeah, man, I'm grateful for life. Today I feel a lot more powerful. I feel a lot more centered this morning, a lot more aligned this morning. And again, things aren't ideal. I got a lot of shit that I'm dealing with. I got a lot of shit to work on within myself. Right? But today I feel powerful. And so yeah, once again, I'm your boy, your host, Sean Sugar Marston. This is SRDaily episode 670, episode 670, episode 670. Seth Fusin Kofa, what's going on, my brother? Mona Love, baby girl, happy Tenacious and Truthful Tuesday. Episode 670 episodes of SRDaily. 30 more episodes till our next milestone episode, 700. I'm gonna sit on it for a few more days before I decide. I'm supposed to do another live audience hour show on the 700th episode, milestone episode, man, to close it out. And I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling like organizing that shit, not feeling like planning that shit, not feeling like doing any of that shit, man. Supposed to have the vegan festival coming up as well into August, and I ain't feeling like planning none of that shit, man. So yeah, man, life is life. I said I have financial restraints, but I feel like I have none when I embrace the power of the sun. Fire, 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 fire. People on TikTok crazy. They say the craziest things. I promise you, TikTok is the place for spammers and scammers and motherfucking bammers and motherfuckers who got nothing going on and just like to talk shit in people's comments. These people ain't shit. I tell you, I swear to God, they ain't shit. They say the dumbest things. They need help. They need guidance. As our religious folks would say, they need Jesus. Our Christian brothers, they need motherfucking Jesus. Or kick somewhere, right? But anyway, we ain't promoting that shit. I love you guys. Let us start with our first segment of the day. Today's first segment is word of the day. Today's first segment on this Tuesday, July 14, 2026, episode 670 is the word of the day. Today's word is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice has two main meanings. It is a noun for habitual custom or repeated exercise to build skill. And it is a verb for performing an action repeatedly to get better or actively working in a profession. As a noun, we talk about skill building, systematic exercise or repetition to improve proficiency. Example, it takes a lot of practice to master the piano. It takes a lot of practice to get great at sports. It takes a lot of practice, right, to get great at law, whatever it is. As a habit or custom, a customary action, routine, or standard way of doing something. It is common practice to shake hands. It is common practice to clean up behind yourself. It is common practice to say, excuse me, when you cross someone or when you bump someone, right? As a profession, the continuous exercise of a licensed business or profession. For example, a doctor or lawyer has their own practice or medical practice when you also have medical malpractice. Let's read the meaning one more time. Practice has two main meanings. It is a noun for habitual custom or repeated exercise to build skill, and it is a verb for performing an action repeatedly to get better or actively working in a profession. As a noun, we talk about skill building, systematic exercise or repetition to improve proficiency. It takes a lot of practice to master the piano. As a habit or custom, a customary action, routine, or standard way of doing something. It is common practice to shake hands. As a profession, the continuous exercise of a licensed business or profession. For example, a doctor or lawyer has their own practice. As a verb, to rehearse, to do or play something regularly or repeatedly to improve a skill. I need to practice my serve in tennis or volleyball. To apply, to carry out an action or actively observe. Practice what you preach, or practice a religion. To practice, right? to work as, to actively pursue a skilled profession. For example, to practice medicine, to practice brain science, right? I am practicing brain science and pushing myself to launch this coaching practice, all right, so that we can help more folks. And phrase to note, this is something to just keep in mind. In theory versus in practice. A common comparison, meaning that something might make sense on paper in theory, but functions differently when actually applied in the real world, in practice, right? And there's something to note regarding the language. In the US, practice is used for both the noun and the verb, but in the UK and some other English-speaking regions, the noun is spelled with the C, Practice, while the verb is spelled with an S, Practise, practice. So that's the word of the day. Practice. Practice, motherfucking practice. We all need more practice. We need to practice a lot of shit. Everything that we're working on, right? It takes practice. Practice. They used to say practice makes perfection, but we know that that is incorrect. Practice makes improvement, and the more that you practice, the more you improve, the better you get, and the more proficient you are at whatever you do. Right? He said the Black Panther Party said theory, practice, theory. Yes. You got to put your theory into practice. There's too many people theorizing and philosophizing, and there's no fucking practice. There's no application, right? But let's go to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment, as always, is our need to know news of the day. Today we're going to talk about hobbies and how so many of them have turned into income for so many Americans. We're going to read a post on Instagram. We're going to talk about this shit, right? Because this is it's dope. A lot of us talk about needing more income, and there are people doing this shit, turning their hobbies into income, and it's fucking powerful, right? So Americans are making $50,000 to $100,000 a year off their hobbies. Here's the data, right? Americans picked up new hobbies. Many turned it into income. A Lending Tree survey found that about half of the Americans who started new hobbies during COVID eventually monetized them. A new Squarespace study of 30 plus hobbies now reveals exactly where the money is, analyzing annual income, hourly rates, and job posting volume to find the highest return passion projects. The most profitable hobby is app development. Now, before I even go forward, it's important to note that somebody said that these are not hobbies, these are side hustles. They're side hustles if you are doing this strictly to make money. Some of these things people were doing just literally to help friends. They were doing it literally just because they knew how to do it. It was a hobby for them, right? So if people hear this, the money, like, oh, that's not a hobby, that's a side hustle. Yeah, if you're making money from it, right? But however, it could have started just as you liking to do the fucking thing, right? Anyway, app development tops the list with an average annual income of $119,786, and an hourly rate of $57.59. And search interest has grown 119% year over year. If you have coding skills you've been sitting on, the market for them has never been more accessible. You don't have to code to cash in, so it's not just app development, right? 3D printing and maker projects average $101,249 a year. Pottery and ceramics average $106,858. Animation comes in at nearly $82,000. Writing averages $81,000, with search interest up 189%. The highest earning hobbies span technical skills and hands-on craftsmanship, not just tech. The fastest growing ones aren't always the most obvious. Crafts and handmade goods have seen 930% search growth over 4 years. Print on demand and merch design is up 636%. Social media management is up 490%. These aren't the highest earners yet, but the trajectory suggests the market is still wide open for people getting in now. The side hustle era is in its most profitable phase yet. The common thread isn't a specific talent. It's the decision to treat something you already do as something worth building. The data on what pays is increasingly clear. The only variable left is whether you start. And it had me thinking when I read this, I read this yesterday, and it made me think about one thing I do really well is I help people process grief. And I'm getting into brain coaching, right? But I'm honestly thinking about alongside that is specifically focused on grief, the grief guy, right? Call me the grief guy. I've dealt with so much grief, losing a parent, losing siblings, losing friends, witnessing shit, trauma, prison, divorce, with a time without my children, like so many things that an adult, male or female, man or woman, all right, I've experienced financial hardships, housing challenges, right? Health challenges, right? Fucking herniated disc in my back, couldn't walk. So many things I've experienced, and it's like I've been able to process it. I've been able to deal with it. And if you know me now, you know that I deal with all of that shit really well. Considering, right? Again, no longer drinking alcohol, not lashing out, not getting into fights, not is none of that shit is happening. And so yeah, I'm thinking about focusing specifically on the grief, and helping folks deal with the grief. You can pay me $75 an hour, right, to come sit with you and help you process some grief, man. Whatever it is, right? The most extreme grief, losing a parent, a child, the daily grief, frustrations of New York City and the motherfucking subway and the bus and the streets and the fucking social media and whatever else it is, right? But yeah, I thought that this would be important to note, right? And this can help some folks because, again, I know that many folks around the country, around the world, are constantly talking about how to generate more income, how to generate more income, how to generate more income. And the income lies in what you already do. The money is there. You just gotta have the courage to put that shit out there, have the confidence to say, this is what I do, this is how I help folks. All right. And you can go on to make a lot more money, man. And so I'm talking to myself as well. All right, because I need to make some more income, and I got the skills, I got the resources, I got the network. So yeah. Let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment is the tip of the day. Today's tip is to push yourself, but don't force yourself or rush yourself. And it's a dance. It's a fine line between pushing yourself, between being patient, between like, when do I go? When do I stop? When do I chill? When do I go forward? Right? Push yourself, but do not force yourself nor rush yourself. Understand, and understand that every single great thing takes time. Every great thing takes time. You cannot skip steps in your building process, which is different than someone else's building process, right? Your building process is 100% different from someone else's building process, even if they're building the same thing. Even if we talked about tech, right? Even if you and your sibling, you and your close friend are both building app development company, your process is going to be different than their process. One, I'm going to say y'all should work together, right? However, if people don't want to do that, your process is different than their process. This is also why it is important not to compare. As I always say, as many folks, especially in the coaching, personal development space, always say, trust your process of becoming. Trust your process. Your process is different than my process. My process is different from his process. His process is different from her process. Her process is different from your process. Every 5 of us in the room, 5 of us doing the same exact things. Each person's process is different. We're dealing with different things emotionally. We have literally different DNA set up, different brain wiring. We're all dealing with different shit. We all process things differently based on our own personal experiences, based on our DNA, based on our environment. Just everything is different, right? So trust your process, man. Don't compare your process to someone else's process, because the moment you do that, you shortchange yourself and you make it unfair for the person that you are comparing yourself to, right? It's unfair for them because it's unfucking fair. Like, they're just chilling, doing their thing, and now they're being compared. And even if just in mind, right, they're being compared to someone else. It's completely different. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. Live your fucking life, man. Live your life. Know that, like, what's for you is for you, right? What's not for you is not for you. I often say, what's for you, hold on, my fucking, this shit just scratched me. What's for you, there's nothing that you can do to stop it from happening. What's not for you, there is nothing you can do to make it happen. We see it all the time. People try to avoid some shit keeps coming back. People try to force some shit, the shit never works out. This shit may not be for you. And it's okay to admit that you know what, this thing ain't for me. Whether it could be anything, right? It's not for you, or it is for you. Trust your process. Meditation is important, right? It's important to learn to sit with yourself. It is important to be still, to be silent, to fast sometimes so that you can get clarity, right? Is this thing for me? Is this thing for me? Like, I was gonna say, I know that entrepreneurship is for me. Why? I've tried the other ways. I've meditated on it. I've fasted on it. It keeps coming back to this shit, same shit, and not just entrepreneurship, but people-centered entrepreneurship, human-centered entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship that's not simply about, oh, I need to make money. I need to make money. It's like, no, okay, I need to make money, but I need to make money in a way that is aligned with my goals, my values, my morals, right? My standards, who I am as a person, what my dreams are, right? My income needs to align with that. Clearly, as a youth, there was no thought of that, but now as an adult, yeah, it's helping people, serving people, it's helping people, making people's lives easier, helping people think a little clearer, helping people feel a little more fulfilled, helping people trust themselves a little more, right? Which ties to the goal of the coaching program, your future self coaching program that I am launching soon, putting out into the public soon. Is the goal of the 12 weeks is to get you to trust yourself more, get you to feel so confident, to get you to be so aligned that you're like, you know what? I got this. I am who I am. I got this. This shit is working out in my favor. That's the fucking goal. But let's go right along to our fourth and final segment of the day. Today's fourth segment, as always, is our build of the day. Today's build, we are going to talk about a regulated nervous system. That is what we are building on today, a regulated nervous system. What does it look like? Many folks have never been taught. Many of us, I wasn't taught. I learned this shit through experience. I learned this shit through trial and error. I learned this shit through a lot of pain, prison, a lot of loss, a lot of fucking pushing past boundaries, a lot of fucking exhaustion, a lot of shit. All right, I came to this understanding, a regulated nervous system. So what does it feel like? A regulated nervous system doesn't mean being blissfully calm 24/7. That is not what it means. It does not mean that shit won't upset you. It does not mean that shit won't bother you. It does not mean that you won't experience stress. No. Rather, it means having the resilience to move through stress and return to baseline. It feels like having a broad window of tolerance, right? We're going to talk more about this window of tolerance later on, giving you the capacity to handle daily ups and downs with a quiet, grounded sense of clarity and control. Let's read that one more time. What does a regulated nervous system feel like? A regulated nervous system does not mean being blissfully calm 24/7, like you're just like this and like people are throwing shit at you and you're not moving, you're just taking it. No, that's not what the fuck it means. It means having the resilience to move through stress and return to baseline. It feels like having a broad window of tolerance, giving you the capacity to handle daily ups and downs with a quiet, grounded sense of clarity and control. It's powerful. The resilience to move through stress and return to baseline. I'm so fucking grateful. Before it was stress and it was through the roof for me. Now it's stress, it's frustration, it's anger, it's all of the things. Then it's breathing, then it's meditating, then it's crying, then it's releasing, then it's expressing, then it's back to baseline. Regulated nervous system. I learned how to do this shit. I did not grow up. I was not taught this. My daddy didn't teach me. He probably didn't know. My mama didn't teach me. She definitely doesn't know. Nobody taught this to me. But through life circumstance, through all the shit that I went through all the shit that I experienced, again, you don't go through the shit that you go through just for you to go through it. You go through the shit so that you can grow through the shit, so that you can glow through the shit, so that then you can be a light for others and help others grow through their shit and glow through their shit. And that's how the cycle continues. That's how we make the world a better place. That's how we heal the world. Is you went through some shit, you learned some shit, like, again, losing my parent, children that were miscarried, twins that were miscarried, that were aborted when, there were promises that if me and the ex got pregnant, that we would have the baby. And a couple months in, is things are going, I'm feeling the baby grow. And then it's like, no, I don't want this baby no more. I don't want these babies no more, right? Been through all of that shit, man. Divorce, brutal. I went 18 months without seeing my children. 18 months without seeing my children. It's fucking insane. Now it's 9 months again without seeing my children. I had a little communication, right, through Zoom calls, and now that seems to be going in a different direction, right? Shit is brutal. It's fucking brutal. I can't explain how tough this shit is. However, because I learned how to regulate my nervous system, it's not as bad as it could be. It's not as bad as it could be. And because I learned how to regulate my nervous system, when there was tension with me and this other individual, right, and they wanted to fight me, and it was real tension, because I was able to regulate my nervous system, it didn't escalate, and now we're able to communicate and start to build the relationship, right? Like, just powerful shit. There's some powerful shit, man, like a regulated nervous system. So now, what does it actually feel like Feel like, so the absence of physical static. There's less tension in your jaw and chest. Steady breathing and the disappearance of that on edge vibrating feeling. I know what that is. I don't know if you guys, some of you I'm sure know what that is. That when you feel like you're on fucking edge and it's vibrating, and absence of that shit. Right? You have measured responses, the ability to notice an emotion or a moderate stressor, process it, and respond rather than automatically reacting with panic or anger. Measured responses. What's the best thing to do in a situation? All right, this is what I feel. This is what's happening. This is the emotion that's arising. This is right what could happen. And if this happens, then this can happen and that can happen. This is powerful shit. Like, to be able to, in a moment, feel, process, and then determine how do I want to respond. Not being controlled by anger, not being controlled by any emotion, right? Extremely powerful. Feel present and focused, feeling less mental noise and brain fog, which allows for easier decision making and a stronger sense of being rooted in the present. Still working on this shit. All right, still working on this shit. There's definitely some brain fog. Definitely some brain fog. Decision making has become tough. Again, I historically have prided myself on being able to make decisions, whether it was, being in the streets, quick decision, all right, this is what we're doing, whether it was going to college or I'm going to this school, this is why, this is what I'm studying, right? All right, I'm dropping out. Very fucking decisive, right? Like, very decisive. Haven't been as decisive lately. Right, definitely some brain fog. So again, I still got work to do on myself, right? However, I'm not doing things just because the emotion, right? As best as I can. Some shit may still be happening like that, right? But yeah, so to start exploring and actively supporting your own nervous system, you can try some grounding techniques, right? Grounding techniques are extremely important. Deep breathing or mindful body scans. And deep breathing, you can do just regular inhales, exhales. You can do the 4-4-4 method. Inhale 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, or 4-4-6 method rather. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. You can do the 5-4-3-2-1 method. 5 things you see, 5 things you can see, 4 things you could touch. 5 things you could see, 4 things you could, I forgot. 5-4-3-2-1 is 5 things you could see, 4 things you could touch, 3 things you could hear, 2 things you could smell, and 1 thing you could taste. I believe I may have it a little mixed up, right? But yeah, man, like, it's some powerful shit. All right, some powerful shit, man. Some powerful shit. Powerful shit. And like I said, I want to reiterate, right? A regulated nervous system doesn't mean that you are in a state of constant peace. That is not what it means. It does not remove the human experience. It just stops fighting it. It allows you to, as they say, go with the flow. It allows you to be present. So again, you still feel sadness, you still feel anger, you still feel frustration, you still may feel some regret, you still feel all of the things, right? Grief, fear, all of that still comes up. However, the difference is they move through you, right? That's what emotion is. Emotion is energy and motion. The energy moves through you. The energy is in motion. It does not get stored. It does not stay there. It does not stay stuck, right? That's the key for the emotion to move through you. And I'm telling you, I'm sharing this to someone who has experienced this shit for years and has now come to a place where, as I mentioned, like, some of the things that I experienced, that I'm experiencing now, I was experiencing even 5 years ago. I would have been in a much worse place, right? Number one, 5 years ago, I was still drinking alcohol, right? I probably would have been drunk, like, shit would have been bad for me, maybe for others, if I did not learn these skills, right? Understand that when you have a regulated nervous system, boredom stops feeling unbearable. You can sit down and do nothing, right? You can sit on the couch without reaching for your phone. You can wait in line without scrolling, right? You're not feeling forced to block the noise, or you're not feeling forced to feel the silence. And a lot of people want to feel the silence. The silence, they can't take it. The nervous system is not regulated. They cannot handle it. I know many people in my family, my mama, my siblings, many people cannot sit in silence without doing something, right? My mama says she needs a TV on loud so it could drown out the noise. Like, Mom, you're not really helping yourself, right? You're not really helping yourself. But at 64, things are a little tougher, especially when you're 64 and you say that things are tougher and you joke around about doing this shit, right? So silence stops feeling like a void and more like a room you come back to, right? Silence. And you stop taking things personally, right? Somebody's tone, delay reply, comment that would have ruined your day, your fucking week. The shit just passes through. Your body no longer reacts to every little thing that it detects as a threat. You sleep deeper. And it's just so many things, man. You could be alone without feeling lonely, right? The noise level inside you starts to drop. And regulation is not a destination. It's a body that's been allowed to stop reacting or stop bracing long enough to remember what it feels like to be at home in itself. And that is the whole work, to be at home with yourself, right? That is the whole thing. That is the whole purpose of the shit, to be at home. The fool said, my mother once told me, if I call you crying, let me cry. Powerful lesson. Absolutely. If I call, I used to tell people all the time, don't tell me to stop fucking crying. You could ask me why I'm crying. Cool. You can wipe my tears. Cool. But don't stop crying. That shit. But again, it's because people are uncomfortable with their own emotion. So if you're showing emotion that they are uncomfortable within themselves, they're going to tell you to stop because you're making them uncomfortable. And how dare you make somebody else uncomfortable, right? Like, whoa. Keish, what's going on? It's going like a roller coaster. Some scary and some okay. It doesn't last for long. Once you learn the skills, you can ride that wave of it. That's a big fact. But listen, guys, that's the show today, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. This is SR Daily, episode 670. Episode 670. We had 670 episodes in. 30 more episodes to our next and final milestone episode, 700. Tuesday, August 25th, man. Please do mark your calendars. I'm going to push myself to do a live audience, man, to find a location, to do a live studio audience, have some fruit, have a motherfucking celebration, and close this thing out with a motherfucking bang. But listen, I love you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Once again, please do join in tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and TikTok Live. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. It's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love. Enjoy this beautiful Tuesday. Peace.